Welcome to Focus English with Cece.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Focus English with Cece. I'm Cece, and I'm so happy to be here with you.
And I'm Tom. It's great to see you all again. If you want to improve your real-life English, you've come to the right place. Cece, you look very thoughtful today. Is there something on your mind?
You're right, Tom. I was thinking about why some people feel happy and successful while others feel lost. I realized it's all about having a direction.
A direction? You mean like a map for your life?
Exactly. We call those life goals, whether it is learning a new language, getting a better job, or just being healthier. Goals give us a reason to wake up with energy. Today, we're going to talk about how to set these goals and, more importantly, how to actually achieve them without giving up.
That is so important. Many people start with a big dream, but stop after a week. In this episode, we will show you how to talk about your plans using simple English and how to stay motivated. You will learn words like aspiration, consistent, and a very famous idiom about patience.
It's going to be a very valuable session for your English and your life. But before we dive into the details, we have a small request. If you want to improve your English every day and never miss our lessons, please take a second to click that subscribe button right now.
Yes, and hit the notification bell too. It helps our community grow, and we love seeing you in every episode.
Thank you for your support. Now let's move on and look at the tools you need to build your dream life.
Cece, to start our journey, we need to understand the word goal. It's a word we hear everywhere, in sports, in business, in school. People use it all the time, but I want to make sure I'm using it the right way. What is the best way to use it in a sentence?
Great question, Tom. You're right. Goal is a universal word. At its simplest, a goal is something you want to do or a place you want to reach in the future. It's your target. But in English, words like to travel together. We call these collocations. The most important verb to remember when you talk about a goal is achieve. We say, achieve a goal.
Achieve. Does it simply mean to be successful in doing something?
Precisely. It's about the completion of your effort. It's the moment you cross the finish line. Think about it this way. If your goal is to speak English fluently and you practice every day until you can have a full conversation with a native speaker, you achieve your goal. It's a very satisfying, powerful feeling. It's not just doing it, it's succeeding at it.
That makes sense. It sounds more formal and stronger than just saying, get my goal. So if I say I want to achieve my goal of traveling to Japan next year, is that correct?
That is perfect. You've linked the action traveling to the result achieving. Now, let's go a bit deeper because not all goals are created equal. In English, we categorize them by time. We have short-term goals and long-term goals.
I think I can guess these based on the words. Short-term must mean something that happens soon, like today, this week, or maybe this month. And long-term means things far away in the future, like in 2 years, 5 years, or even 10 years.
Spot on, Tom. You've got the logic. It's all about the timeline. For example, if you decide to learn 5 new English words today, that is a short-term goal. It's quick, it's immediate. However, if your goal is to become a manager at a global company where you have to lead meetings in English, that is a long-term goal. You can't do that by tomorrow. It takes time, planning, and patience.
That makes sense because sometimes I get confused. I try to reach a long-term goal in a short-term way, and then I get frustrated.
And that leads us to a very common problem. Tom, you mentioned earlier that sometimes you have a goal, like exercising or reading, but you stop doing it after just 3 or 4 days. Why do you think that happens?
Honestly, I think I just lose my energy. On Monday, I'm excited. By Thursday, I'm tired and I just want to sit on the sofa. I forget why I started.
We all do that, and the medicine for that problem is a word that is perhaps the most important word in the English language for anyone who wants to be successful: consistent.
Consistent. I've heard this word in movies and in business. Does it mean doing the same thing regularly?
Exactly. To be consistent means you do the same thing over and over again, even when you don't feel like it. It means if you decide to study English for 10 minutes every single day, you actually do it every day. You don't do 2 hours on Monday and then 0 for the rest of the week.
So if I study for just 10 minutes every single day, even on Saturdays, I am being consistent?
Exactly. In fact, it is much better for your brain to study for 10 minutes every day than to study for 5 hours only on Sunday. Why? Because consistency leads to progress.
Progress. That's another great word. That means moving forward or getting better, right? It's like a ladder.
Yes, progress is the movement. It doesn't have to be a giant jump. Even if you move slowly, if you are moving, you are making progress. People often quit because they don't see success immediately, but they forget to look at their progress. If you knew 100 words last month and you know 120 words this month, that is progress. Don't be too hard on yourself. Just focus on making a little bit of progress every day.
I love that mindset. Achieve, short-term, long-term, consistent, and progress. These feel like the tools in a toolbox. If I have these words, I can start building my future.
You certainly can. And now that we have our vocabulary tools, let's talk about a real-life application. Tom, did you know that about 2 years ago, I actually moved away from everything I knew and lived in a small, quiet village in France?
Wait, really? France? Cece, that sounds like a total dream. Was that a long-term goal you had planned for years?
You know, I wouldn't just call it a goal. It was actually an aspiration.
Hold on, aspiration. That's a beautiful word. How is an aspiration different from a regular goal?
Think of an aspiration as a big heart goal. A goal is often practical, like I want to save $1,000. But an aspiration is about who you want to become. It's a big dream that is connected to your values and your soul. My aspiration wasn't just to visit France. My aspiration was to truly experience a different culture, to change the way I see the world. It was a deep desire.
I see. So a goal is the what, but an aspiration is the why and the who. I really like that. But Cece, moving to a foreign country where they speak a different language must have been incredibly scary.
Oh, it was terrifying, Tom. When I first arrived at the train station in that small village, I felt very overwhelmed.
Oh, I know that feeling very well. I feel overwhelmed when I look at a huge English grammar book. It's that feeling when you think there is too much to do, too much to learn, and you just don't know where to start. You feel a bit stressed and your brain feels full.
That is exactly it. I looked at my life and thought, I have to learn the language, I have to find a house, I have to figure out how to pay taxes in a different country, and I have to make new friends so I don't get lonely. It was a mountain of tasks. In fact, during the first 2 weeks, I almost wanted to fall off track.
Fall off track. That's a great phrase. It's like a train, right? If the train leaves the metal tracks, it can't go forward anymore. So falling off track means to stop doing what you planned because it's too hard or you lose your focus.
Yes, I wanted to just stay in my room, speak English on my phone, and forget about my aspiration. But instead of giving up, I told myself, Cece, don't look at the whole mountain. Let's do this step by step.
Step by step. That means one small piece at a time. Not the whole mountain, just the next few inches.
Exactly. I stopped trying to learn French in one day. That was too big. Instead, I made a very specific goal. My short-term, specific goal for the first day was just to learn how to buy a loaf of bread at the local bakery.
That is very specific indeed. Just one loaf of bread.
Yes, and because it was specific, it wasn't scary. Specific means clear and exact. When you have a specific goal, you don't get overwhelmed easily because you know exactly what you need to do. I didn't need to know how to talk about politics. I just needed to know how to say one baguette, please.
That's a great lesson for English learners. Don't say, I want to learn English. Say, I want to learn how to order food, or I want to learn how to introduce myself.
Okay, friends, are you enjoying this story about my time in France? Are these new words helping you see your own goals in a new way? If you are learning something new, or if you've ever felt overwhelmed like I did, please take a second to hit the like button or leave a comment right now.
Your likes and your comments help our video reach more people just like you around the world. We love hearing from you. And please make sure to stay until the end because Cece is going to share a secret about how to build a commitment that never breaks. You don't want to miss that. Okay, Cece, let's go back to your life in France. You were there, you were taking it step by step, and you were being very specific with your bakery visits. But I want to dig a little deeper into the reality of that experience. Be honest with us. Did you ever feel like you were failing, even when you were doing the small steps? Did you feel like it wasn't enough?
Oh, many times, Tom. I'm glad you asked that because social media often makes life look like a perfect movie. But the truth is, there were days when I felt completely discouraged. I would go to the local market, spend 10 minutes practicing a sentence in my head, and then finally try to speak to the vendor. The person would just look at me with a confused face, or worse, they would answer me in English because my accent was so bad. I would walk home in the rain, feeling like I was making zero progress. I felt like I was wasting my time and that I would never truly belong there. In those moments, I faced what we call a setback.
A setback? That sounds like when you take one step forward but two steps back.
Exactly. A setback is a problem that delays your progress. It's a natural part of any journey. When I hit those low points, I had to stop the negative voices in my head. I had to remind myself of that very famous English idiom, Rome wasn't built in a day.
Rome wasn't built in a day. I've heard that one before, and I think it's more relevant now than ever. We live in a world of instant gratification. We want our food in 5 minutes, our packages delivered the next day, and we want to learn a language in a week. But this idiom reminds us that great things, big things, and beautiful things take a long time to create. You have to be patient because you can't build a whole empire or a whole city in 24 hours.
You hit the nail on the head, Tom. Patience is a superpower. You cannot build a beautiful life, a new career, or a new language in a single day. To survive the long journey, you need more than just excitement. You need to have what I call a strong commitment.
Commitment. That sounds like a very serious word. It sounds like a heavy promise.
It is exactly that. People often confuse motivation with commitment, but they are very different. Motivation is a feeling. It's that spark you feel after watching an inspiring movie. But feelings change. Commitment is a decision. It is the glue that keeps you stuck to your goal when the spark is gone. When you have a commitment, you show discipline. You say, I will do this even when I am tired. I will do this even when I am bored or frustrated. It's the decision to keep going when the newness of the goal has worn off.
I definitely need more of that in my life. I'm great at the motivation part. I buy the books and the sneakers, but I struggle with staying committed. I usually quit when it stops being fun. But Cece, how do you actually stay consistent for a long time? Is there a secret trick or a tool you used in France to keep your discipline high?
Actually, there is. It's a very practical idea that I recommend to all our listeners. Use a habit tracker.
A habit tracker? Is that some kind of expensive digital app or just a piece of paper?
It can be as simple as a piece of paper on your fridge. It's a tool to see your progress visually. Here's how it works. Every day you perform your task, for example, studying English for 15 minutes or listening to this podcast, you put a big red check mark on a calendar. When you see a long row of check marks, you create a streak. Psychologically, you don't want to break the chain. Seeing those check marks every day gives you a massive boost of confidence.
Confidence. I love that word. It's not just about being loud or brave. It's that quiet inner feeling that I can do this. It's self-assurance.
Right. And confidence doesn't come from nowhere. It comes from evidence. When you look at your habit tracker and see 20 check marks, you have physical evidence that you are a hard worker. That evidence builds your belief in yourself. And here's the most important secret. If you ever fall off track, and let's be honest, you will, because we are all human, don't panic. Don't beat yourself up or tell yourself you are a failure. Instead, just look back.
Look back. That means to change your perspective, right? To stop looking at how far you still have to go and look at the path behind you.
Precisely. We often get sad because we aren't perfect yet. But if you feel frustrated today because you can't understand a complex movie, just look back to 6 months ago. Remember when you couldn't even form a basic sentence. Remember when you didn't know the difference between achieve and aspiration. When you look back, you see the milestones you have already passed.
A milestone. That's like a sign on the road that tells you how many miles you've traveled. So a milestone is a significant point in your development.
Exactly. Celebrating small milestones keep your spirits high. It gives you the energy to take a chance again the next day, even if today was hard.
Take a chance. I love that expression. It's about being a little bit brave, stepping out of your comfort zone, and being okay with making a mistake.
That is the only way to grow, Tom. You have to leave your comfort zone, that place where everything feels easy and safe. If you stay in your comfort zone, you never learn. I had to leave my comfort zone every time I stepped out of my house in France. I took a chance every time I opened my mouth to speak. Was I afraid? Yes. Did I make mistakes? Hundreds of them. But life is really just a series of taking chances.
I think that's the biggest lesson for our listeners. Don't wait until you are perfect to speak. Take the chance now. Use the Rome wasn't built in a day mindset to forgive your mistakes.
Exactly. If you move step by step towards your aspirations and you stay committed to the process, you will eventually look back and be absolutely amazed at the person you have become. You won't just be someone who knows English. You'll be someone who has the confidence to face any challenge in life.
That is so inspiring, Cece. It's not just about vocabulary, it's about the journey of becoming a better version of ourselves. I feel ready to go put a check mark on my calendar right now.
That's the spirit, Tom, and I hope our listeners feel the same way. Every small action counts. Wow, Tom, we have covered so much ground today. My heart is full thinking about our journey from setting simple goals to chasing deep aspirations. We've talked about my struggles in France, the psychology of staying consistent, and the tools we need to keep moving forward. Let's summarize the key words and phrases for our listeners so they can lock them into their memory forever.
That is a great idea. A good review is the key to learning. Listeners, as we go through these words one last time, try to say them out loud with us. It helps with your pronunciation and your memory. Ready?
First, we started with the word goal. Remember, this is your target, the thing you want to reach. And the most important partner for this word is the verb achieve. You don't just get a goal, you achieve a goal through hard work and focus.
Then we divided goals into two types based on time. We have short-term goals, which are the small wins you can get this week, and long-term goals, which are the big results you want to see in the future. Both are important.
And don't forget the big heart goal, the aspiration. This is your dream for your life and your identity. It's the why behind all your hard work. When things get difficult, your aspiration is what gives you the strength to keep going.
To reach those big dreams, we talked about two very powerful internal tools. The first is being consistent. This means showing up every day, even if it's just for 5 minutes. The second is commitment. That serious, deep promise you make to yourself that you won't quit when the fun part of the journey is over.
We also learned some words for the times when life feels difficult. When you feel overwhelmed, like there is too much to do and you feel stressed, remember to stop, breathe, and go step by step. Break your mountain into small pieces and make sure those pieces are specific. Don't just say, I want to study. Say, I want to learn 5 new adjectives.
We also learned that it's okay to fall off track. We're all human, and sometimes we lose focus or stop our habits for a few days. The secret isn't being perfect. The secret is knowing how to look back at your journey, see the progress you have already made, and start again the next day.
During our talk about the story in France, we added some more tools. We talked about using a habit tracker, that simple calendar with check marks. It builds your confidence because it provides physical evidence that you are improving.
We also mentioned discipline, the ability to do what you need to do even when motivation is low. We talked about hitting a setback, a temporary problem, and reaching a milestone, a significant point of success.
And of course, the most important lesson of the day was our idiom. Rome wasn't built in a day. Be patient. Be kind to yourself. You are building a skill that will change your life, and that takes time. Don't be afraid to leave your comfort zone and take a chance. If you make a mistake, it just means you're learning.
Now, we want to bring this lesson into the real world. We have a question for you, our wonderful community of learners. What is one short-term goal you want to achieve this week?
Maybe it's watching one English video without subtitles. Maybe it's learning 5 new verbs from this episode. Or maybe it's finally starting that journal and writing 3 sentences in English every night. There is no goal too small.
Please write your answer in the comments below. We read every single comment and we love seeing your progress. There is something truly powerful about writing a goal down in public. It makes it feel real and it turns your wish into a commitment. We'll be there in the comments to cheer you on.
And if you haven't subscribed, please click that subscribe button and join our channel. We are more than just a channel. We are a community of people who believe in growth, patience, and taking chances. We are here to support you every step of the way on your journey to English fluency.
Also, if you found this episode helpful, please share it with a friend, a coworker, or a family member who might be feeling a bit overwhelmed today. A little bit of encouragement can go a long way in helping someone else achieve their aspirations.
Thank you so much for staying with us until the very end of this long episode. Your dedication to your own education is the most important step toward your success. You are truly amazing for investing this time in yourself.
We are so proud of you. Keep practicing, stay consistent, keep taking chances, and don't forget that every small step is a sign of progress.
We will see you in the next episode for more stories, more vocabulary, and more inspiration. Bye for now.
Goodbye for now. See you later.